Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsucharuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. O thou son of Vasudeva, the bliss of Devaki, your mother, thou Krishna as Guru and God, we salute. The Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, verse 23. We've subtitled it, The States of Return and Non-Return. We've been speaking about the various aspects of what really is the immutable Brahman. And the questions were put by Arjuna to Krishna. And one of the questions was, the eighth question was, at the end of life, how does one attain God? So he has, in the rest of the chapter, he has spoken about various levels of attainment. You must understand that everybody doesn't go to one place. You have choices. Even there you have choices. The choice is actually, it depends on your effort that you have put in. So he's summing up the path of return and the path of no return for the yogis. Now, we have so many yogis. You go down to Hollywood Boulevard and you'll find so many yoga studios, and there are yogis here and the yogis here and the yogis everywhere. There are yogis. Everybody says, I'm a yogi. I met some person, I'm a yogi. I said, oh, good. So you have yogis, there are various types of yogis. So exclusively he's speaking about two types of yogis. One that have spent their lives, or they have put an effort in meditation and rituals, karma and upasana, as I say. The other type of yogis, they have put effort only in the ritualistic side, the karma yogis of spiritual practices. So he's talking about them. We'll keep this in mind because this is an extremely tricky subject that has been dealt by various people and variously. O best of the Bharata dynasty, the 23rd verse is, I shall now speak of that time departing by which the yogis attain the state of non-return and also the state of return. There we are. He is qualifying the yogis. Okay. I'm going to tell you about these two states of return and run. What do you mean state? Yeah, the state, yeah, you got to attain that state through a path, obviously. So we won't go into excessive details here because the details will unfold as we proceed. Now, the Lord here is not speaking about those who have had actualization here while living in the body, which are called the living free, Jivan Mukta. They don't need to go through any path. You get this right. They don't need to traverse a path. They have attained everything here. And what is here is everything. Okay? So it's like their path is a pathless path. They have already traversed all these worlds through their spiritual practices, and they have gone to the very crest of all relative existence. They have conquered relative existence. They are now in touch with absolute existence. And as long as this body lasts, it will run according to past momentum. But their souls, their Atmans are free. These are called the liberated in life. These are the highest class of humanity. Okay. Now this is understood. Then we come down to the paths. There are two paths. One is the path of the gods, and one of the path of the manis. The path of the gods is a northern path. The path of the manis, the ancestral path, is a path of return. So one is the northern, one is the southern. One is the white, one is the black. So many classifications, so many things to kind of differentiate between one and the two. It's like, there are some rockets are sent and then they keep on going higher and higher, and like these Viking, spacecrafts, they're simply going. They have left the solar system and they're still going. There are some rockets you send and they come down with a blast. They go up with a blast and come down with a crash. So those rockets which go up with a blast, come down with a crash, they are the southern path, the dark path. The yogis who have taken this path of without adequate energy, they come back. Of course, there are those who kind of think, it's all right. Let's go and come. There's no problem. Yeah, it's like you go down for a movie and come back. Okay, we've seen that movie, come back. Then what? Go to another movie. Yeah, that's it. What's your problem? Go for all the movies. There are plenty. We are in Hollywood. We are kind of neck deep in movies. You can keep yourself engaged. So these are the guys who like to come and go and come and go and come and go. So you don't know. There are the guys who are fed up with all these kind of, this coming and going business is kind of rattling me. I don't want anything anymore. I just want to go away. Just leave everything and just go away. Just walk away and not come back to this delusion, world of delusion. So these are the higher class of yogis. So as is saying, yatra kale tvana vrittim avrittim chaiva yoginaha prayata yanti tam kalam vakshami bharatal shaba vakshami. I will tell you, O Arjuna, prayata, at the time of going, that the time of going. What? When you are on the point of death. Okay. And we have dwelt on this in this chapter, in a previous classes, what exactly happens when death is approaching. Not death, your karma, which you has acquired this body, is getting exhausted. There is no such thing as death is bad, death is good. Death is death. What's a big deal about it? So people make a big deal about it. So when the body is about to fall, as I say, At that time, there are two paths that open up. You come to the fork in the road. But now all your spiritual practices will veer you towards one, and you will go through this path. You don't stand there, deliberate, is this good, is this bad? No. Your actions, your thoughts, your words have already impelled you on one path. And subsequently, you can, when you come to that path, you come, oh, you straight go there, zooming down there. And then there's another one that goes this side. Okay. Now, departing, prayatayanti, when they're departing. Okay. So, like I said, those who take the higher path, the yogis, not the ordinary people, the yogis, they will go on the southern path. Those who are equipped with the right understanding of meditation. What do you meditate on? You meditate on the conditioned reality. The moment you say meditation, I'm a meditator. Really? Oh, good. What do you meditate on? A guy who's used to drinking, I know what he meditates on. He'll say, I'm a meditator. Yeah, you meditate on something. But what you meditate upon is important. So they have been meditating on the object of meditation is reality that's conditioned. Okay. The conditioned reality. Because you're meditating, you're conditioned already by the act of meditation. Your meditation itself is an act of conditioning. Yeah. I'm meditating. Yeah. You're making yourself conditioned. Of course, then you break the conditioning. But these people have been conditioned by the object of meditation. When you think deeply about a particular thing, your mind gets conditioned. Like Sri Ramakrishna says, if you eat radish, you're going to belch radish. Yeah. So if you're going to meditate on something, you're going to belch that only, everything. So they have been meditating on the reality that's conditioned, along with rights and duties, karma, and meditation. So they take this path, the path of no return. But, oh my God. Yeah. But don't worry, we'll get down to it. So they go up to a limit, and then they come across various deities which help them along. So it's a kind of a gradual spiritual unfolding as that person moves forward and forward. You know, like when we are young, we are stupid. When you grow old, we become a little wiser, but not wise enough to understand, oh, all those mistakes that I've done, oh my God, I should have been less stupid. You're wiser to your own mistakes and wiser to the other people's mistakes also. These guys, gone there. So as a person proceeds, there's a kind of an unfoldment. Knowledge unfolds. And that person comes to a stage where that person, that is the yogi, where that person gets into the gradual liberation mode, krama mukti, stage by stage by stage by stage by stage by stage, that person goes. Waits for the entire creation, the cycle of creation to end. What does that person, yogi, do? That person is in deep meditation. And when the cycle of creation ends, that person is merged into the absolute. That's the state of no return. And the other state of return is that person goes down, goes up, and then comes down. Okay? So there's anavrittim. That's why the Brahma Sutra is one of the main text of the Upanishads. of the Vedanta. They say, Anavrittim Shabdat. There is no return from the evidence of the scriptures for these guys. The northern path. Northern path, yeah, we'll come down to it. Northern solstice and all that. And the southern path is the one which returned. But what if people are not yogis? There is no perfect attainment, liberation while still living in the body. There is no path to go from this side or that side because that guy has not done anything in life. Then what? Well, the Upanishads say, Prajapati said, go, be born and die. You're going up and coming. You're not going up. You're just getting rebirth after rebirth after rebirth. And that's a tiryan gati. That's a path that is downwards. But there is a slight interval. Holy Mother says that when you give up the body, you go, and then you have to wait at least for 1 year in a state of disembodiment till you take a body again, if you're lucky. So get lucky. Okay. That's even worse. Born and die, born and die, born and come and go, come and go, come and go. Well, these guys, the southern guys, they go and they take a very long interval and then they come back in a kind of a higher spiritual evolution, and then they proceed. So this procession is what is good. Now there is a philosophical conundrum, because in the 16th verse it said, A Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartinorjuna. All these worlds up to the level of Brahma's world are subject to mutations, mutability, transformation, change, constant, you can say, coming and going. So even those guys who have gone to the highest realm, the scriptures say that some will go out and some will come back in the next cycle of creation. Don't worry, not so soon. But we don't need to go to that extent. Okay. So there is a very esoteric meditation which is called the meditation on the 5 fires in the Chandogya Upanishad. Okay. So this verse in the Gita picks up some of those ideas from this Chandogya Upanishad. Just to kind of, this is a preview of this. And there are those who meditate not on the 5 fires, but on the supreme space which is in the heart. There one gets the quick exit. Okay. Now Swami Vivekananda, in his Practical Vedanta, in the Complete Works, Volume 2, Practical Vedanta, in the second, you can say, lecture, Practical Vedanta 2, he speaks about, he's saying there's a peculiar doctrine which I don't understand much, but I'll read it out to you. And Swamiji reads it out to you, and then he leaves it all to you. Now you figure it out what it means. Well, what really does it mean? And Swamiji very brilliantly says, they're just talking about the laws of, you can say, causation. If you do something, you're going to get something. As you sow, so shall you reap. Every action has an opposite and equal reaction. So there they had an underlying idea of causation. So you have done something, you're going to get something because of that. Good deeds or whatever you're going to get. And then you're going to return, because all good deeds, however brilliant, however sublime, is still limited with time and space and causation. Everything, this table, this book, everything, me, you, everybody, is limited by time and space. Swamiji says, you just cannot jump out of yourself. You've got limitations. Okay? There's space inside, space outside. So everything in this world is limited by time and space. And there's another law that kicks in is causation. So causation comes and kicks in. So Swamiji says like the peculiar doctrine. So let's go down to 24th. Departing by that path. Which path? The path of the gods. It's called the northern path. The path of light is called the path of the gods. Devayana. Okay. Of fire, light, daytime, bright fortnight of the moon, and 6 months of the northern solstice. Persons who are knowers of Brahman attain Brahman. Yeah, this is a very esoteric doctrine. This had been for thousands of years handed down only from the guru to the disciple. They gave the bare bones of this doctrine in the books, but the real essence was always not to be.
Oral.
Yeah, it's an oral tradition. Oh, it's an esoteric tradition which the guru hands it over to the disciple, not just the bare bones of this doctrine. So here it is, departing by that path of the gods, Devayana, of fire, light, daytime, bright fortnight, 6 months of the northern solstice, stage by stage by stage. What are these light and fire and daytime bright? These are deities. The deities connected with these phenomena. Daytime, light, fire, bright fortnight, 6 months, etc. The year. What deities? They are deities of time as well as these phenomena. All these phenomena are within time and space. Okay. So yeah, now wait, we'll get down to it then. The Chandogya Upanishad in the similar fashion speaks about that. That was, now consider this as at least 4,000 years old, imagine. In part they say, from light the yogi goes to the day, from day to the bright fortnight, from the bright fortnight he goes to the 6 months during which the sun moves northward, from these months to the year, from the year to the sun, from the sun to the moon, from the moon to lightning, and then there is a person who comes. It's called, we are called humans, mankind. We, of course, we are descendants of Manu. So there is a Upanishad, a Manava, a person who is not born in this creation. So the translator has a superhuman or a hyperhuman, whatever. Person leads those who are there to Brahma, the highest point in relative existence. So a person comes and leads you, takes over from these deities of time, one stage by stage by stage by, and this is spiritual evolution, growing. Then a person comes to help you, come. And this has been discussed in the other Upanishads also. In the Mundaka Upanishad, they say, Ehi, come. Eshava Sukratasya Loka. This is the reward of all your good deeds. Come. And then we also have in the Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad also, somebody comes to help you. Okay. So this is divine path. We won't go into it deeply. If we are in, we will, we will see what exactly it is. So the verse in the Gita has given us the, you can say, high points of the journey. There are other things, other deities, also intermediary deities which are present. So they say, okay, you go from here to San Diego. Okay, what do you get on the way? Oh, nothing. You might get, what do you get? Laguna Beach. That's the only thing you get? No, you get many things on the way. One of the highlights is Laguna Beach. But now you don't go to the beach because there's the oil spill, terrible oil spill there. So it is just giving us the high points in this. Now, we won't go into details now. We will go take the next one, the southern path. The 25th verses. Departing by that path, the southern path, the path of the ancestors, the path of the manis, smoke, night, as also the dark fortnight of the moon, the 6 months of the southern solstice, and reaching that lunar light, the yogi returns. So it goes up. So there's a bright path and there's a dark path. This is called the Devayana. That is the path of the gods, and this is called the path of the Pitris, Pitriyana. That is those who follow the paths of the ancestors. They come back. Now, this is one of the things that you must understand in Indian metaphysics. Now we understand, this and this. We are not talking exactly about light and smoke and all these things. They're speaking about the deities that control these phenomena. No, they are, in Vedanta, there are hundreds and thousands of millions of deities everywhere, all over the place. So these deities are there. Are they not there with us when we were alive? Yes. They are with you when you're alive also. You think you are alive. That's a problem. We think we are alive, we are this. You are neglecting all those deities which are there with you inside. Vedanta says they are all inside. Okay. We won't get sidetracked now. So these, if you have established the idea in your mind that these are the two paths of the two yogis. Okay. Now, the moment we talk about paths, the first thing you do, oh yeah, this is this path and this is that path. Sorry. Get the whole idea of externality out of your mind first. When you are, oh my God, it's time to die, time to go. What's happening? And then doctor is saying, his heart has stopped beating. And everybody, oh, he is dead. Wait. They won't declare him dead. Wait till his brain is dead completely. So they will give. The yogi at that time, he'll enter into that space, that deep space which is there within. This you must understand, that when death is, you are drawing everything, your senses and your mind and everything, karma, you're pulling it out here. This has been discussed in our previous classes, I won't elaborate on this. You are pulling everything out here and coming down here. Okay? So, what is there? So, this also has been dealt with. Somebody asked, should they ask that person or no? Now that within this city of Brahman, here in this is called a city of Brahman. Wow, there is a city. I thought we were living in LA and you are giving your body up in LA. Sorry, you don't give up your body in LA. You don't die in LA. Your real death, the body is buried here, the gross body is there. But you are not the gross body. You are being pulled inside now. And into it's called metaphorically a city of Brahman, Brahmapuri. In that whole city, there is another small, you can say, lotus-like dwelling. Lotuses, we've seen the lotuses. Beautiful, kind of the lotus-like dwelling within that city. And within that lotus-like dwelling, there is another smaller space. It's called a Dahara. Dahara, Akash. And you say, what is it that exists there, which is to be known? What is there? But I am dead. Your body is dead. You're not yet dead. You don't die. For Christ's sake, for Hanuman's sake, for all sake, your subtle body does not die. Get this thing, drive it in your head over and over again. There's a death for the body, the gross body, there's no death for the subtle body. So as you entered with your knowledge which is there and your karma which is there in your subtle body. So you still have the processes of knowing, and which indeed is to be sought for realization. So they're asking me, what's there in that? So that guy should reply, he should reply, quote, this space within the heart, this dhara, this you can say, Hridaya Akash, this space within the heart, is as vast as the space outside. Now can you imagine that this subtle space, what is the subtle space? It's a knowledge space, is as vast as this space outside. This cosmos is expanding 13.78 billion years and it's expanding. The known universe is 13.8. There are space? Yes. There is an infinite space inside. It is as large as the space outside. So you are entering into that. Within it, indeed, are included. Within that space is included heaven and earth, as also both fire and air, both sun and moon and lightning and stars and everything, all the cosmos and all the worlds and all the galaxies and everything are there within. Whatever this one has here and whatever he has not, all that is included in that. Now we can sum up what these two verses are talking about. Light, fire, daytime, the 6 months, the 15 days of the bright fortnight, and then the 6 months, the northern solstice and the year. And here there's a smoke, there's a kind of the smoke here. Smoke night is also the dark fortnight, etc. Now you have these two paths. These two paths are there within this, because all deities, the deities of the day and night and fire and smoke, here is saying the sun and moon and lightning, fire and everything, what is out in this external world is in this internal. Your path is actually you're entering into that inner space there when you die, for the yogis. Not for everyone, not for every Tom, Dick and Harry. You're getting inside. And in that space, now, the another great summing up of Indian metaphysics is the microcosm and the macrocosm are built on the same plan. So when you exit, it's like Alice in Wonderland. No? She gets into that hole, poof, and she gets into another world. It's exactly like that. You get in that, there are deities guiding you from one. It's like that, relay race. You take the baton, or what do you say? And baton, and give it to the guy. That guy gives it to the other guy. You are a baton. One guy comes, runs, takes that, hey, take this. Take it. Complete the circuit. So deities come and take you around. This is the way. All these things happen inside. There are these vast spaces. And as you enter into this mighty space within the heart, you enter in and emerge into the infinite space. You will find that internal and external space coinciding. Now I think we get the idea. Okay, Michael? Yeah, don't worry, it's a very esoteric and very difficult doctrine. But we'll see that the paths, these two paths mentioned outside, they're going outside. Here. Now turn them inward. And the whole of religion, whole of Vedanta is this: get away from your senses, get away from your mind, and plunge inside. What religion is outside? That's meant for the kindergarten. You ring the bell a little louder, take a little flower and throw it out there. Yeah, this is the kindergarten. This is you can say, post-graduation. And you see this, in the city of Brahman, Brahmapure, there is a small space like a lotus, and in that lotus there is a knowledge space, that great space. And in that small space, the whole universe floats. The whole universe, that the known universe, as you know it outside, floats like a shadow. Floats like a shadow. So you are entering into these vast internal spaces. Now I've given enough to chew the cud, as they say, to keep you thinking. I won't go into it because we'll sum up with the last worst year, 26, that we promised to. And we need another class next Thursday. We can finish the remaining 2 verses of this chapter. So these two well-known courses of the world, that is these and this, one is of non-return and the other of return, which are white and black, are considered eternal. They have been there since the beginning of time. Ferrying souls up, and another guy ferrying souls up and bringing them down. There you go, up and down. They are eternal. By the one, someone goes to the state of non-return, someone returns. Shukla Krishne Gati Hete Jagata Shashvate Mataye Ekaya Yatyana Vrittim Anyaya Vartate Punaha. So here we are there. It's a part of a very long doctrine in the Upanishads. We won't go into it right now, but think about it. This world is not just this slice of reality that we see. That is not the whole of the world. There are subtler worlds. And there are grosser and grosser worlds down below. Like if you take just look at it like that. This whole universe, this whole world at least, this earth, is full of viruses and bacteria. What? Yeah. This universe, this world was made for them, made by them. They have made us also. They are insiders and they are outsiders, they are everywhere. Yet we dismiss that, oh, bacteria, nothing, virus, oh. And see what happened for the last 2 years. We are running frightened. How bacteria? Who? So, this world teems with life at every level, some invisible, some visible, from the ants to the blue whale, is huge. These are all different worlds. They live in their own world. We live in our own world. The blue whale lives in the world. The elephant lives in their own worlds. So there are these worlds here, different slices of reality, as they say. As they say, salami slicing. Okay, so take the whole thing, compress it, and that you will see existence is vast, very vast. Don't think we are the only good guys here in this world. There are many of things. Actually, we are the bad guys here. So, we think, because you know why? Because we think that big ego has destroyed everything else, all of it. Get away from my path. I don't want you here. Get away from my life. This is bad. That is it. It's just a simple egoism. Once you start meditating like this, like the yogis, then your heart will open to the realities, seen and unseen, which are there. And all these various deities we've spoken about, they also exist. Very subtle layers of existence. Then we will understand, everybody is running. Yadyatu tat prayatu. What comes goes. What comes, everything is coming and going. Don't you see? It's not only these guys who give up their bodies, and everybody's coming and going. Thoughts come and go. Everything, life comes and goes. Death comes and goes. Cookies come and go. So many things come and go. Some come and go. Why you have to get worried about? What comes goes. So these are the two eternal paths. One taking you out and towards gradual liberation, krama mukti. Higher and higher and higher and higher and higher these deities take you. The deity is connected with time, etc. And there are also the other deities that, okay, you had your kind of fun a little here, and go back now. Okay. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Yeah.
One question. This going into heart space is only possible during death, not possible for the living?
No, it is possible for the living. When you're alive, your spiritual evolution means getting into that space, that deep space within your heart.
Is samadhi the same as going to the heart space? Is samadhi?
Is samadhi going straight to the heart space? Well, I would ask you to hold on for a couple of days, and Sunday I'm going to speak on samadhi here, 11 o'clock Pacific time. So I'm sure all your questions will be answered. Okay? Okay, in the scriptures we are often advised that if you want to enjoy the things of the world, then we should do it while abiding by dharmic principles, as it told, by doing so be it. Yeah, you do it. Who's stopping you? You want to enjoy sensory things. Sensory things, you know what happens is, yeah, when you do it through dharma, it is right that the reactions are not kind of so violent. So you can understand things much clearly. And you go through life. The goal of life is not enjoyment. The goal of life is liberation. Okay? So it's better than the crude enjoyment, you know. So if you want to do it, yeah. Regulated manner and not act according to whim. Oh my God, huge. What happens to those who engage in discrimination, gratification indiscriminately without any regard for dharma? Well, you know, you get, Swamiji says very clear, you get what you have worked for. So if you have done some good things, you'll get good things. If you've done bad things, you'll get bad things. Okay? So, okay. So samadhi, etc., wait for Sunday to come here. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.